You've probably heard of the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. From boardrooms to classrooms, it has changed the way people communicate. Dale Carnegie's classic teaches us how to connect with others, influence without force, and lead with empathy. But what if I told you many of those same principles were shared thousands of years ago in the Bhagavad Gita? And Lord Krishna lived those principles but on a battlefield. Let's begin with a simple but powerful principle from Carnegie. Always begin in a friendly manner. It sounds basic, but how often do we rush into arguments, decisions, or judgments without first softening the moment with kindness? Krishna never rushed. When Arjuna broke down, confused, vulnerable, unwilling to fight, Krishna didn't start lecturing. He began with empathy. His first words were calm. From where has this delusion come upon you, O Arjuna? Not what's wrong with you, not get up and fight, but a gentle, thoughtful question. That's how transformation begins, with connection, not command. And in that moment, Krishna wasn't just a divine charioteer, he was a friend. He led with compassion, long before influence was studied in books. The second powerful principle from Carnegie is become genuinely interested in other people. It's not about pretending, not about faking kindness to get results. It's about truly caring, truly listening. And who could be a greater listener than Krishna himself? Arjuna wasn't just a warrior, he was Krishna's friend. Yet when Arjuna broke down, Krishna didn't rush to answer, he let him speak. Page after page in the Gita, before Krishna begins his teaching, we hear Arjuna's fears, doubts, and grief. And Krishna listens, no interruption, no judgment. Only when Arjuna says, I am your disciple, please instruct me, does Krishna begin to guide. That's leadership through listening. Carnegie's third principle is simple but profound. Let the other person do a great deal of the talking. Why does this matter? Because people open up when they feel heard, not when they're corrected. And in the Gita, Krishna does just that. He doesn't dominate the conversation, he creates space. Arjuna speaks and Krishna listens. He allows Arjuna to voice his pain, his guilt, his moral confusion, without interrupting, without rushing in with solutions. That silence isn't weakness, it's strength. It's the strength to hold space for another person's truth. And that's what makes Krishna's guidance so powerful. It comes after Arjuna feels fully seen and heard. True transformation begins when we feel safe to speak. And wise leadership begins when we're patient enough to listen. We often look to modern books for wisdom on leadership, communication, and influence. And they offer great value. But when we look at Lord Krishna, we don't just see a warrior or philosopher. We see emotional intelligence in its purest form. He knew when to speak and when to stay silent. He let Arjuna unravel before stepping in with clarity and care. And through patience, presence, and compassion, he turned a broken warrior into a man of purpose. Isn't that true influence? Not control, but connection. So yes, books like How to Win Friends and Influence People are powerful, but their roots are ancient. The Bhagavad Gita shows us that real influence begins not with power, but with presence. If this resonated with you, subscribe to From the Chariot. Here we explore how Krishna's timeless voice still guides the modern soul. Let's grow together from the Chariot.